today is going to be a tier list of characters I'd like to main and why. Obviously, Lydia goes S tier because she is my main, and she is the most wonderful and beautiful and greatest character in the game in Tekken 8. In Tekken 8. So she's going in S tier. And then, I guess, like, following closely, like, following, like, one character I'd, like, really like to play and potentially get good at. You know, I always see people play this character, and I always think she's really fun. She looks really fun if you can play her well. But I don't know if I would be good at playing the game with her, is Xiaoyu. I don't know why. I really enjoyed my time playing her at the beginning of the game. She just felt fun and, like, nice to play, you know? So I think she would go in A. I think another character I probably enjoyed a bit too much playing in Tekken 8 when Tekken 8 first dropped is Steve. At first, I felt like Steve, when I first played him, felt like a truck. And like learning how to move with Steve felt like, you know, it felt ridiculously hard. Because he's got his sways, he's got his back sway, forward side sways, and it's forward, and he's got his stance, peekaboo, and all that stuff. And then in Tekken 8 they added Lionheart, which obviously I've not really played Steve in any other game, so for me, he had Lionheart, and I used it. And yeah, he seemed really fun to play again. And also going back to Xiaoyu, like, she felt like she was very fluid and very nice to play when I played her. She looked tricky, and like when I see other Xiaoyu players play, they always look fun. Like they're having fun, like they're either dancing, doing back turn stuff, rolling around on the screen, just like AOP, ducking under stuff. Like it looks fun and it looks enjoyable, and it like makes you want to play the game. Like watching these kind of players. So for me, they go in A because they're like ones I'd like really like to get to know, but I'm just like not. I don't think I'm good enough to play Xiaoyu or Steve. You know, they require a lot of like knowledge of the character, and I guess you could like really get to know them like intricately, like by spending time with them. But you know, it's just one of those. Like those two characters, I feel are like the characters that I would love to like get good at and play. Coming in B tier, I am focusing on just Tekken 8, so you'll see every single character here, but obviously there is some characters on this list that came back in Tekken 8, so that's why the reason we're using this kind of list. So I guess another character that I find interesting is Reina. I think it is Reina. I spend the most time like going back to Reina and just messing about in practice mode. Like I don't like practice combos or anything. I just like going into the practice mode, hitting the electric sweep thing, the wind step 3, and yeah, I think it's really fun. I think she's a really fun character, and she has kind of similarity to the Lydia, right? She has the forward too, although that has been like nerfed quite a bit. She's yeah, people are using more moves now when you play against her, and yeah, she just seems like one of the most fun newcomers in the game. In Tekken 8, like Reina, right there. And I think those are the top 3. Parry in stance as well, yeah. Parry in stance, that's another similarity, yeah. So, yeah, very fun character. Very, I would say, like, a unique take. Even though she's pretty much Heihachi, like, she's a female Mishima, and I think she's got enough, like, uniqueness about her that makes her fun and enjoyable. So, like, to watch other people play, and also, like, to play yourself, you know? So yeah, and I think I will keep A tier as being like the top 3, you know, top 3 who I would like to like main if I wasn't playing Lydia. And then we come on to B tier, which is probably going to be, now let's see which other characters made it from Tekken 7. I'd probably say Eddie. Where is he? Eddie, there he is. Now I've played Eddie, and I've played a lot of Eddie. He's enjoyable when you want to turn your brain off and you just want to hit the buttons, but I just don't see myself playing Eddie as like a main, you know? He would be a really good sub character, especially if you've got like good spacing and like good whiff punishment, like, you know. And some of his really good moves, like, you know, back 3, counter hit launch, back 1, and just his mix from Negativa and handstand, really fun and enjoyable to play. But I don't think I would see myself like playing him all the time. But he's going in B because he is enjoyable to play, and I played him, and yeah, he's fun. Another B-tier character is probably going to be Anna. I played Anna as well at the start of the season when she had that busted, was it forward 4-3-2, which broke armor? What was it? Having chance 2-1-2, whichever one it was. Whenever Bazooka broke armor, I played her then. She was very fun, very fast. You can play her very fast, and you can dictate the game based on like whatever tempo you want to play, which I think it's interesting and fun. And I think definitely one that I would like. I'd probably enjoy Anna more over Eddie, like over a long period of time. Would I want to play Anna like full time? Probably, yeah, more than Eddie. Probably more than Eddie. She's fun. She's got lots of tools. Her 50-50 game is really strong, much like Lydia in Heat. And she's just a very cool character. I think that's the best way to put it. She's a very cool character. She's got some personality behind her. Like, I think that's what makes Anna like that fun, attractive character to play. And now we'll come on to the next one, which probably would be, I want to say, am I going to say? I probably am going to say Jin. Now, here's the first character I picked up in Tekken 8. Obviously, I didn't know anything about the game, Tekken in general, when I picked up Tekken 8. So I've got some strange attachment to Jin because he's the first character I played and play the story mode. And you learn him from there, and then you try and go to ranked, and you realize you're not as good as you thought because you're not beating up story bots. but yeah, Jin was that one, and I did enjoy some of his gameplay. Now, he has had significant nerfs since I played him in Season 1, Week 1. But again, he's a very strong character. He's got almost a full throw game, I think. He's got very good tools. He's got 2 heat smashers. He may be the only one in this lineup so far that has got 2 heat smashers, which is pretty insane. And yeah, I just think he's cool. He's my favorite color, which is red, right? So one of the ones where I think, it's pretty cool character, and I would probably enjoy being a Jin main. I'd probably rather play Eddie than Jin, but Reina has 2. Oh, she does. She has one from Stance, right? Or is it Stance? She has one from Stance, I think. The low one, the low heat smash. I always forget she has that, because I rarely ever see it. Yeah, Stance low heat smash. Okay. I lied. But yeah, so Jin, interesting character, has the Mishima waifu stuff, fun, enjoyable character, and also brings back some of that traditional karate stuff, which I do like, and one of the reasons I play Lydia. So for that reason, Jin Kazama, third one in B. Now, I'm going to bring up June. And the reason I say June is because I saw her be announced in the Tekken 8 trailers, and I was like, oh my god, maybe this is a character that I might enjoy playing, And I think I played her briefly in the beginning of Tekken 8, and I just didn't get it. But I feel like you can get it. If you try hard enough, you can get what Jun Kazama is cooking. But I just didn't get it at the time. I didn't get a lot of it. And now she has install, and now she's got laser beams everywhere. And sure, it's probably one of the more annoying matchups to play against. But to main her, I think would be quite enjoyable. Would she be more enjoyable than Jin? Probably. Would she be more enjoyable than Eddie? Probably not. But I think June has got some unique tools and like pieces to her kit, which put her just over Jin for me. And she's got waifu privilege for me that puts her above like a lot of characters. Just because like the female characters have better side steps than any other cast members. And so like for me, a sidestep enjoyer. I always need a bit of that speed, in the lateral movement. And so I do appreciate what June brings to the table. And I feel like her feature set is unique. Moveset is like puts her above Jin for me as well. So, and she has cool story importance as well. Right, moving on. Another one in B tier. I think I kind of gave it away, Clive. Clive, when he came out, was one of probably the last characters I played in season 1. Interesting character. I think his animations and his visual appeal for me are second to none. And for that reason, he goes in B. He's probably not my top pick, but he's interesting visually enough to which I would consider like strongly maining him. There's not a doubt in my mind that I would probably, if Lydia wasn't in the game, probably maybe even choose Clive as the main. Probably not A tier, but I think he would be close. Maybe he would be up here. He'd probably be here, I think. I'm not even gonna lie. And we'll do the next newcomer as well. While we're here, Miarizo, I probably put her in C. She seems like she's got a lot going on, but maybe not above what these characters above here give me. So I think I'd put her in C. I don't think I would strongly consider her, but she might be like a good, like, oh, she came out. I'll try her for a few weeks, you know, get her to a certain rank and then put her down, you know? So for me, she's not like the most exciting thing, but she's cool. She's cool. I respect the design and what's going on, but I don't think she would be for me, you know? Now, I'm going to be brutally honest. Bears do not do it for me. I don't know what it is. I just feel like I don't like big, bulky, slow characters, and that's just kind of not the archetype I'm into. Some people really love it, and for that reason, I think Jack 8 would go here. And who else is big and bulky? We didn't have Gigas in this game, so that's fine. I think that's it. I think they're just main ones that are big and bulky. So Kuma, Panda, Jack 8. Like, they don't interest me in the same way. And I know everybody has their own, like, opinions on, like, what they like in a character. And for me, big, bulky, slow does not vibe well with, like, what I'm into. So if that's you, cool. But for me, they're just not that thing that I find enjoyable in the game. And yeah. I mean, I just want to be honest. Like, that's just the way it is. And so moving on to maybe another character I probably would never not consider playing. I think it would be Feng. Feng for me is boring Xiaoyu. And okay, maybe I would rather play Feng over the Bears probably. But for me, Feng is just boring Xiaoyu. And so I'm just not even entertaining it right now that I would like ever attempt to main Feng, you know? Like I might look back at this and go, oh, I was stupid for saying that, but maybe he's a really enjoyable character. I've not played him yet, but yeah, for me, he just seems like boring. Like when I see somebody playing him in tournament, it looks boring. So I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't have enough cool flashy stuff going on for me. But yeah, to me, Feng, boring. Now, another kind of not unenjoyable, but like character that I don't see playing myself. Probably Armor King, and I don't think King is on here. Why is King not always here? I was so confused. And King. I think I'm just not into grappler types. Much like I was not into these. Usually you see them like together, right? Big and bulky and grapplers. I would probably rather play King and Armor King over Feng and the big characters. But for me, it didn't really fill me with like that thing that like I'm playing Tekken, you know? It's kind of like when I did play King, this was back in red ranks. So all you really had to do was just grab people and half the time they can't break it, so you win. And that was fun and that was funny. But for me, like it wasn't like, maybe I just didn't explore the character more in depth. But for me, these two, I'm just not into it. I'm just not feeling it. But, you know, it is what it is. I tried AK but got bored because of certain matchups. Yeah, exactly. I just feel like just not for me. They're just not the characters for me. Also, hi Momo. Hope you're doing good. In C tier, I'm gonna put Heihachi. He was enjoyable when I played him. He does a hell of a lot of damage, but he has a bit of like technique to him, and you can play a bit of mind games and stuff. I think that part of him is enjoyable. I'd probably rather play Miari over Heihachi, but I think he's fun. I think he's fun, you know? And he's fun enough to be like over these guys, which are like I would probably never. Hey is very TA. He is, yeah. And yeah, I think I enjoy like seeing Hey. I mean, like, you know, like when somebody gets hit, like they're gonna get hit for 100 damage. But other than that, like he is Tekken and he's got the traditional martial arts kind of stuff going for him as well. So, you know, I put him in C for that reason. Okay, another one that I just do not enjoy is Law. Not like I do not enjoy playing because I've not played him, but I just don't enjoy the Law kind of, just all the noises he makes. I think it just annoys me. I think just the noises alone would annoy me. He seems like a very fun character, but for me, I just don't think like that kind of, I don't know, that kind of moveset, I want to say, is Law. Law is cool, but fighting Law is what pushed you away from fighting from playing the character. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. He's just not, again, one of those things where I just go, yeah, maybe he's cool, but like maybe not. I don't know. Now, Paul, I'm gonna put here. I think Paul is quite interesting. For me, the way you see Paul players play when they're like beating you up, it's quite sophisticated. And for that, I have this kind of like intrigue about Paul because he doesn't look like he should be that like kind of. He doesn't feel like he should be that good, like in terms of his movement. Like he looks like a big bulky character, which has got like really good movement. And for that reason, I think I would put him in C in terms of like being a main or like a secondary. Paul is fun when landing Death Fist. Yeah, I mean, I think he looks like he's enjoyable to play. And I would put this in C for like a potential main if Lydia didn't exist. Because he just looks like he's fun to play. Like, I feel like you would have a lot of fun. I'm going to put Nina at C. I feel like Nina is a very technical character. And I'm going to put her at the top of C because she kind of eclipses into B. I'm very interested in playing a Nina. However, I feel like she is way too technical for me. But I would enjoy trying to learn that. I feel like I would enjoy trying to learn that. Because she has a lot of like skill and like cool stuff she does with sidestep. And you know me, I'm a sidestep fiend. So I think she's a really cool character. For that reason, I would put her at the top of C. Miari in C? Yeah. I don't think she would be the one for me. You have the same thoughts? Yeah, I think Nina is just way cooler than Miari. And for me, I would rather main Nina than Miari if Lydia didn't exist. Even though I don't like fighting her, I have some admiration for those who can play her. Yeah. C equals Yo. Yeah. Okay, Asuka Kazama. Again, not really my thing. Kind of boring. Yeah, she has a lot of damage. Would I play her over the big bodies? Probably even not. I just don't find her gameplay like inspiring, you know? It just doesn't look fun or enjoyable. So for that reason, she goes in the bottom of D. Same with Alyssa. I just don't see her, man. She looks cool. I like that she's got good movement, Alyssa. But for me, like the chainsaws ruin it for me. I just can't get over the chainsaws. And for me, like it's too much. So for me, Alyssa, like just not my cup of tea. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. Like it's just the way it is. It is what it is. Moving on to Azucena, I would put her. I don't know. She was kind of enjoyable. I'm not gonna lie. She doesn't make B or A. I think I would put her above Paul, and maybe even Heihachi. I'm not gonna lie. I think she would go there. I think these two like would fight for like if these characters at the top didn't exist. I feel like these three might fight for like. Yeah, I played Azucena in Red Rank too. Your range for these characters are weird. Well, D is pretty much like I don't think I would ever be interested in playing these characters. C is like I could see it, and B is like pretty strong. Like they would either be like a main or a secondary, and then A would be like I probably would main these if Lydia wasn't in the game. Like one of these three. You know what I mean? Which brings me to Brian. Now for me, Brian is very interesting. And out of the characters, like I've not played Brian or Paul, and out of these characters. I've not played Miari either, but like she gets privilege because she's waifu, so they go at the front of the list. Like out of these two, I'd probably rather play Brian. I just feel like he's a bit more technical. The counter hits seem way more satisfying than doing the sways and like dodging people with the sway. Even though dodging people with sway and stuff is really cool, and you have to be really good. I would say potentially with Paul. I think you have to be just as good with Brian. I feel like Tia Asuka, you would play her either because of legacy attachment or because she's broken. Yeah, maybe. Probably. It's one of those. Or like you picked her up, but she was the first character you picked up in the game and like in T8 and you're just like, yeah, cool. This is my character now. But for me, like these two, like at the bottom here, just do not interest me at all. So yeah. Claudio, again, another one, but I'd probably put him at like bottom of C. Looks fun. But like June is way more appealing. Yeah, June is way more appealing. Claudio, I think I'd put him in like bottom of C. He's not as appealing as Brian or Paul to me, but I could see it, you know. I could see it. I accidentally moved somebody. I think it was Law. All right. Falcon Ram, again, I tried to like him. He would probably be at the top of my like D pile. For me, Falcon Ram wasn't that fun. He just kind of felt like he was there. And I think it's because he, again, is a big body, like Kuma Panda Jack. And so it's just not enjoyable. Would I play him over King? You know what? I don't even think I would, you know. I don't think I would play him. I think I would put him here. I know it's weird to say, but like, I feel like Falcon Ram belongs here for me, personally, because he's a big body. But he's just like, he's slightly more interesting than Feng and Law for me. So he goes up in the list. But he's not like unplayable for me, like Kuma, Panda, Jack, Asuka, and Alyssa. It's just, yeah. It gets a bit more interesting than Falcon, not gonna lie. Do you think so? I've not spent a lot of time with AK, to be fair. So maybe they would be like a toss-up. Because I played King, I put him at the top. Body shaming? I just don't like the slow character arc, like, you know, the big slow art character archetype. I just don't like that. And for me, it just doesn't hit as good as like somebody like Miari or Nina or June, or even as the Senate, you know. Even Heihachi, he's like a bit small, compact. You can see yourself sidestepping and punishing someone with Heihachi and Brian and Paul and Claudio, whereas like Falcon Ram, you don't really see yourself like going, I'm going to do a sidestep and do this. I'm going to use the full extent of Tekken, you know. You just want to step, yeah, that's what I mean. But these are like personal, you know. Who would I want to main if Lydia wasn't here? That's why it's like heavily biased right now. I give it the right setup can drop 165 damage combo. Falk just spins. Yeah. To me, I feel like Falk to me is he's a bit more appealing than Armor King. I don't know. To me, he's a bit more. Even though Armor King is really cool, I've just not spent enough time, I think, with Armor King to say yes or no. But having played a bit of Falcon Ram, I feel like he's a bit more enjoyable than Armor King. Devil Jin, I don't know if it's just because he's not good in this game. He just looks really annoying to play. I don't like the look of some of his moves. I do like the free evasion, but like, I don't know. Again, he's like one of those where like, I don't know if my view has been tainted because he's not strong in this game. However, I don't find him like like something I'd look at and go, I really want to play that character. I don't know. He looks cool, but apart from that, not sure. He doesn't have free evasion, but doesn't his like flyaway moves, and then when you can get up and like fly into someone and grab them and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of free evasion is what I classify as free evasion. That's terrible. All evasion minus 20. Yeah, I know, but what I meant is like he can just do stuff. It's kind of free. He has the worst of all. Yeah, anyway, he's just unappealing, and that's really the only thing he has going for him is Weivu flying away. I don't know. Apart from that, he's just Jin, but worse. I don't know. I guess in this game, she's just Jin but worse. Like, yeah, I just don't find him appealing at all. Dragunov, he looks kind of fun. I don't know if I would be a Dragunov main though. I feel like he would go above King though. I feel like I'd be more willing to try maining Drag than King. I don't think I'd put him in C. Same with Hwoarang. I put him here. He's cool, but I don't think I could like. Oh, maybe I could. I do enjoy playing Hwoarang when I get him on random, but maybe it's because I can just press all the buttons. I do enjoy a back one. A back one is so fun. Just spamming back one. Not even a kick move. I enjoy his punch move. That's how much how much I've played Hwoarang. That I enjoy his punch move more than I enjoy his kick move. That should tell you everything. Again, Kazuya, interesting. I just don't find him appealing. I don't even find him as appealing. Like, I find him like Devil Jin appealing. Like, cool, he's Kazuya, but I just don't find him appealing at all. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because he's the bad guy. I don't know. For me, not really that thing. Lars, he's pretty to look at. He's pretty to look at, but like, again, I think he goes in Hwoarang here. He's fun. He looks fun to like spin around and Beyblade with. I just don't see it, you know? I'm gonna put, you know, I find this character, Leroy, quite interesting because you don't see a lot of him in Tekken 8. And I heard he was really good in Tekken 7. He seems interesting because he plays almost like probably one of the only characters which his main focus is parry, right? Probably one of the like main characters where you're like parry is like a key staple of Leroy. And I think that's really cool. And that just like intrigues me more. I think I would probably play him over Claudio. Parry that recovers heat. Wow, put him at A. Yeah, no, I think he's interesting. I think he's a really interesting character because his parry is a core part of his kit, and I think he's very unique in that regard. And so I probably put him like here above Claudio. Shaheen, I'm gonna put in D, but like I'm gonna put him like here. I think he's like on par with Lars. Like I don't have that much interest in Shaheen. I mean, I could see if I was desperate. Raven, I think, is going in the same place. I just don't find Raven that appealing in this game. Cool ninja, but I don't know. I don't see it. Although I imagine he'd be pretty fun to play. Maybe Raven goes here. I don't know. I feel like if I put Raven there, then I'd have to put Dragunov there as well. Master Raven. Yeah, maybe if it was Master Raven, I'd probably put them at C. Or maybe even like high C. I'm going to say Lee. Would I be more likely to play Lee than Hwoarang and Raven and Dragunov? Yeah, probably. He has a bit of flair. He has a bit of character to him. I'd probably put him over Claudio as well. I think these two got really good like personalities in terms of like, they've got really bold personalities. You know what I mean? And I think that like really attracts me to characters. Like Lydia doesn't have like the most bold personality, but to me, my attachment with Lydia is the traditional karate and just the karate in general that, you know, I've seen, I've practiced, So for me, that's why what attracts me to Lydia. And like much the same with like Anna, like their bold personalities really like, I don't know, and they really like into that kind of thing. So for me, for male characters, like may even be like, I'm not gonna lie, they may actually be like here. I feel like this is the way it would be. I just feel like they got a bit like they got something to him, you know. They got something to him that the rest of these characters don't really have. But yeah, Yoshimitsu, I'm gonna put him at the bottom of C. He looks cool and fun, but like I don't know. I think you have to have a specific personality to play Yoshi, and I just don't have that personality, you know. Zafina, does she go above Azucena and Miari? Does she go above Lee and Claudio? I think I'd put her on par. I'm gonna put Azucena down here as well. I'm actually gonna create a bro sandwich. Yoshi seems fun until you look at the move list. I think this is the way it has to be. Nina, Miari, Lee, Claudio, Zafina, Azucena. I just don't feel it from, like, I love Azucena's, like, cool, bubbly personality, but I just don't feel it as much as I feel it from Lee and Claudio. And I feel like Zafina is a bit more closely aligned with what I'm into, which is movement, right? Even though my movement isn't the best, like, she has decent movement. Leo, I would probably put him with Raven and Shaheen. He looks cool. The stances kind of put me off, I'm not gonna lie. I might even put him under Shaheen. I think he's, like, on par with, like, Lars, where he has, like, stances, but, like, whereas Lars has a Beyblade, he has, like, the two different stances, like the AOP version, whatever his version is, and the Bok and the K&K. And for me, I don't know, he looks very boxy to me. He looks very, like, he looks like he's stuck in a cardboard box trying to fight his way out. And for that reason, he's there. Because he's, like, the opposite of what I like in a character, you know? He doesn't feel like he would be fluid. He probably can be played really fluid, and probably great players like A.O. Richie and some of the other people that play Leo probably can bring out the best in him and make him really fluid, make them look really fluid. However, you know, for me, feels really boxy, and that's just kind of not my thing. Lily, one of the ugliest characters in Tekken 8. I would probably play you over Yoshimitsu. Not even lying. No lying. No lie. One of the ugliest. She's an interesting character. As Lily, I can size up everything. No, I'm partial to the Lily, you know. Honestly, she might be higher up, but I just didn't click with her when I played her in Red Ranks. I just didn't click with her the way I wanted to, and the way I felt when I clicked with Xiaoyu. I felt like when I played Xiaoyu, it felt like everything was nice and flowy, whereas with Lily, it just felt a bit more like effort to play, you know. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe they're just like the animations and stuff didn't vibe with me. She's got really good sidestep, but for me, she just didn't feel that good. And that's just the way it is. Victor, again, another one where I'm like, yeah, you can just spam 2-2-2-2. He's a really cool concept, but like, again, not really my thing. I did have fun playing him in Red Ranks, and that was Season 1 Victor, but now playing Victors in Bushin and Tekken King, it just looks like so boring to play Victor. You know, you teleport, you do 2-2-2, you do like a counter parry thing, or reversal, whatever it's called, and then you call it a day, you know? Then you do your low health sweep, heat smash, and it just doesn't seem as fun to me as some of the other characters. For that reason, he's with Raven, which is a shame, because when I first played him, I was like, okay, this could be really fun, but it just never panned out that way. It just never panned out that way for me personally. I don't know. I just didn't see it, you know. Just did not see it. I don't think there's any of the characters that were in Tekken 8 or are in Tekken 8. Hopefully Miguel in Season 3. You think so? I saw the T8, yeah. So to recap, in S we got Lydia, because she's my actual main. The rest is unplayable. Yep, cool. In A we've got Xiaoyu, Steve, and Reina. I think they are like the most the characters I vibe with most. When I play them, like I come back to them. Xiaoyu, Steve, Reina. They're the ones I always come back to. In B, we've got Clive, Anna, Eddie, June, and Jin. Now, out of those characters, the only character I've not like... Oh no, I played all of them. But I think Clive and Anna are the most, like, closest to A. I think Eddie, June, and Jin are, like, solid, like, B. If those other three didn't exist, I would be choosing from them. Or other five didn't exist, I'd be choosing from them. I did enjoy Eddie. I enjoyed June. I feel like June is quite unique. And Jin is fun. He's fun, and he's like the main character, so that's really all you need to know. And Clive, again, I enjoy his visual aesthetic, and for that reason it carries him to almost the top of B, I think. over Anna, who is fun and enjoyable, and her personality is great. Just like a battle between those two, I think. Top of C, we've got Nina Williams. I think one of the most interesting characters, one of the most technical characters, and I have big respect for people who play Nina in a very technical way and can get the most out of her. And she looks like a character like you'd be happy to play. You know, you'd be like, oh, you know, Nina. I play Nina. She's really cool. She's really fun. She's got good tools and everything else. And I think you'd be satisfied playing her. Next is Miorizo. I think she's unique. I think her visuals are really cool, and I think the stances like that she has are interesting, and the moves that she has like are quite interesting. You know what I mean? And they're reminiscent of other characters in the cast as well. So you could get like a bit of everybody by playing Miari. So I think that's pretty cool. Next we got Lee and Claudio. They're there for their personalities and the way they play. But I could be like, yeah, I play Lee or I play Claudio. I think that'd be cool. That'd be cool. And they got very interesting movesets as well. Yeah, I find them quite interesting. Zafina next, great movement and interesting stances. Tarantula and Scarecrow are very interesting stances, and I think like the way she moves looks very fluid and fun to play. Which is what edges are over Azucena, where Azucena is like got the personality, but she's kind of like not all there for me in terms of like what she offers, and I don't think she offers the kind of like gameplay I'm looking for, even though doing the low grab is really enjoyable and fun because people just don't know how to break it, and when they do it's sad, but when they don't it's quite hilarious. Heihachi next. Yeah, a solid character, good damage, and I would say he's not waifu tier, but he's almost waifu tier, you know, in the way like I enjoy him. He's quite a cool character, and that's why he's like in the middle of C, you know. And then we got the boys, Brian and for Paul. Counter hits for me edged it for me over Paul when considering their placement. I feel like the counter hits are way more satisfying on Brian, and I just like the way he is. I think he's cool in terms of like he's like a kind of a maniac, right? He's kind of got that almost edgy personality, kind of crazy personality, and I think that beats him over Paul for me. Paul very technical, and I think his sway and everything else. Like I can respect being beaten by a Paul who just knows what he's doing, and that would inspire me to probably play the character as well. Next we have Leroy. Leroy, his parries are one of the most unique in the game. Like a character based around parries and this kind of really tight kung fu is what makes him quite appealing to me. And puts him over Lily for me. Lily's got great movement, but she's just not, I don't know. For me, she just felt clunky and a bit weird when I played her. However, she's still higher up than Yoshimitsu, because Yoshimitsu for me, I feel like you need to be in a specific headspace to play Yoshimitsu. You gotta have a specific personality, and for that reason, Yoshi is in last place C. And then we've got Sergei Dragunov. Interesting character, and he's long been changed from his season 1 self. And for me, that makes him one of the front runners of the D category. Like I think he's top of D, almost C for me in terms of like, would I really play this character? And I'd probably be pretty happy to main Dragunov. And next we have Hwarang. I think he's cool, but the ultra focus on kicks for me, and I don't know if it's the ultra focus on wrist. I just feel like the way his moves and animations are just don't vibe with me. And it's the same with Victor. I feel like playing as a Victor players have made this character look boring to me. And yeah, that's all I can really say for that. Raven, he just doesn't hit the mark for me in terms of what I'd be looking for in a main, and that's fair enough. And Shaheen, again, nothing really attracts me to Shaheen. And the only reason he's above Leo and Lars is because Leo and Lars are there because they're just like, their stances just don't make me feel like I want to play the game. Leo very boxy, Lars very Beybladey. The spinning is a bit much for me and makes me feel like I'm not in control of the character when he's doing his spinning stuff. So for that reason, they're there. King is next. I think he's quite enjoyable to play when people don't know what to do against the grabs. Other than that, I don't think he's that fun personally, and he's a bigger bodied character, and that makes him slow and not really what I'm looking for. Pokemon, again, same issue, big, not really what I'm looking for, but he felt a bit more enjoyable than the little I played of Armor King, And yeah, so I feel like those two are kind of like in a similar position. But Fulcrum, I think just edges it for me. I think he's got a bit more interesting kit, personally, than Armor King. Kazuya and Devil Jin, just, I don't know, they just don't appeal to me. I don't know if because they're like the anti-heroes, the big bad of the series, but for some reason I just don't get along with them personally, and I don't think I would main them. Feng, I mentioned this before, but kind of like a boring Xiao Yu, and anytime I watch a Feng player play in a tournament, I get bored. So not for me. Martial law, I'm not gonna say boring, but like I want to say boring, but not really boring. But like he's kind of like, his voice lines are really annoying, and that in itself would just get on my nerves, I think. As well as like I just don't think I vibe with the way he plays. And then we have the big bodies: Kuma, Panda, Jack 8, Asuka, Alyssa. So we got the three big bodies. Too slow for me. I'm not really into the slow moving big body archetype at all, and they just don't appeal to me. And then we got Asuka and Alyssa. I just find Asuka to look kind of boring to play. Yeah, she's not as cool as June in terms of Kazama style, and yeah, she just doesn't look appealing to play. And Alyssa, chainsaws and stuff kind of just make it boring, and I don't know. I think she's a bit too much for me, I think, in terms of like the way she plays and all her animations and stuff like that. So that's why they're at the bottom. But yeah, that was my who would I main if Lydia didn't exist tier list. Wow. Wasn't that fun? That was so much fun.